Yeah, சொல்றா நீ சொல்றா. Good afternoon. Let me give you some information about the food pipe in our body. The food pipe or esophagus is a long muscular tube which provides a passageway for the food from the buccal cavity to the stomach. The food pipe shows peristalsis, which is an involuntary movement of muscles in a wave-like pattern. This special movement helps the esophagus in carrying the food in the direction of the stomach. Good afternoon to everyone. Let me explain the layers of food pipe. The mucosa, the inner layer, the submucosa, the layer responsible for producing secretions, muscle layer. Food is pushed down through the layer made up of muscles, adventitia. Esophagus is attached to the other part to the outer layer. Thank you. Do you know something about esophagus?
I know something, that's all.
Yes, I will explain you. Esophagus is a muscular tube that runs from pharynx to the stomach. It is located between the spinal cord and the windpipe. Its segment is 25 to 30 cm at its longest point, with it 2 cm at its lowest point. The esophagus is divided into 3 parts: the cervical part, the thoracic part, and the abdominal part. The sphincter is divided into 2 parts: the upper esophageal sphincter and the lower esophageal sphincter. When we swallow the food, the upper esophageal sphincter relaxes and allows the food to enter the esophagus in the peristalsis movement. Slowly, the food comes near to the lower esophageal sphincter. The lower esophageal sphincter relaxes and allows the food to enter the stomach. Functions of the food pipe. The primary function of the esophagus is to move food and liquid from mouth to stomach. It also allows the expulsion food material like vomits, burps, and gas reflex is triggered. And there is no absorption or digestion takes place in the esophagus. It secretes a liquid called mucin to lubricate the food for easiest movement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Let me give you some information about the food pipe in our body. The food pipe or esophagus is a long muscular tube which provides a passageway for the food from the buccal cavity to the stomach. The food pipe shows peristalsis, which is an involuntary movement of muscles in a wave-like pattern. This special movement helps the esophagus in carrying the food in the direction of the stomach.
Okay, super. Nice.
Thank you. The small intestine is a long coiled chute that connects the stomach to the large intestine and is the primary site for digestion and nutrition absorption. It has 3 sections: duodenum, the shortest part 25 cm, where chemical digestion occurs; jejunum, middle part 2.5 meter, responsible for most nutrition and absorption; ileum, the longest part 3 meter, that absorbs vitamin B12 and bile acid, ending at the eosinophil valve.
Layers of the wall. Mucosa absorbs nutrients. Submucosa supports digestion with blood vessels and nervus muscularis. Moves which via peristalsis. Serosa, outer protective layer. It is supplied with blood vessels to absorb nutrients efficiently.
The movements of the small intestine are essential for mixing chymes, propulsion, and absorption. These movements include mixing movements, segmentation contractions, rhythmic contractions that mix chymes with digestive juices, pendular movements, forward and backward sweeping. Small intestine segments for mixing, peristalsis, wave-like contractions pushing chyme into the colon, peristaltic rush, strong contractions due to irritation or distension, rapidly moving contents into the colon. Peristalsis in fasting occurs during fasting. Sweeping excess digestive secretions and undigested material into the colon. Movements of willy shorten and elongate to aid absorption, and lymph movement stimulated by local reflexes and environment.
Good morning everyone. Do you know what is bad food? Okay, let me give you some explanation. Fast food is often high in calories, fat, sugar, salt, and processed ingredients. Eating regularly can lead to a number of health problems, including heart diseases. Trans fat, sodium, and can increase the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes. Eating fast food regularly can lead to risk of diabetes.
Do you know that soda is also a junk food? Soda, sugar, sweetened and diet soda can contribute to weight gain, tooth decay, type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular problems. Do you know sugary foods also comes under the category of bad food? Foods such as cookies, cakes, ice cream. Cookies, cakes, ice cream, candy, breakfast and sugary cereals can lead to weight gain and increase the risk of diabetes. Thank you. Do you know chocolate is a bad food? Let me explain. Chocolate is high in calories, sugar, and saturated fat, will be bad, and weight gain and other metabolic problems. I'm here to give you some information about good food. Good food means easily digestible food. Bananas. Bananas are soft and low in fiber. Very easy to digest and provide quick energy. Oatmeal. Cooked oats are soothing and provide soluble fiber which can help with digestion. Yogurt. Yogurt contains probiotics and can be easier to digest than milk. Steamed vegetables. Steamed vegetables are soft and cooked vegetables like carrot and spinach. They are easy to digest than raw ones. Egg. Scrambled eggs are a good source of protein and are easier to digest. Ginger. Known for its ability to reduce nausea and improve stomach function. Ginger can help to stimulate digestion and reduce bloating. Papaya. This tropical fruit contains an enzyme called papain which aids in breaking down proteins and improving digestion. Thank you for listening to me. Have a wonderful Saturday. Good afternoon. We are explain about the function of mouth. Do you know what happens to food in the mouth? Let me explain. Food enters the digestive system to the mouth. Food is broken down into smaller pieces by chewing. The teeth cut and crush the food while it's mixing with saliva. This process helps to make soft and easy to swallow.
Digestion begins from the mouth. When we chew our food, salivary glands make saliva. Saliva helps us to break down the scratches in the food what we eat. Then our tongue moves the food into our throat and through your esophagus and into your stomach. Incisors help us to bite our food. Canines help us to cut our food. Molars help us to grind, chew and crush our food. Premolar are used for tearing our food. Thank you. Good evening everyone. Welcome to the fascinating world of digestive system. First, food enters mouth and it travels down the esophagus into stomach acid enzymes break it down further and it goes to small intestine absorbs all nutrients and it sends the waste to large intestine absorbs water and waste become more solid, it goes through the anus. The digestive system is a system of organs that break down food and liquid into substances that the body can use for energy, growth, tissue repair. Good afternoon, parents. Let's learn about gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract. It starts from oral cavity, esophagus, extend to stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and ends in anal sphincter. Peristalsis means it's a sequence of muscular contraction and relaxation occurring in gastrointestinal tract which extends from oral cavity to anal sphincter. It is an involuntary movement coordinated by enteric nervous system. Clearance of food from stomach to prepare for next meal is done by peristalsis, termed as migrating motor complex. Thus, it plays a major role in day-to-day activities of gastrointestinal tract tract. Thank you for your patience. Good morning. I am going to explain about a part of the digestive system, anus. A digestive tract of humans start with the mouth and ends with the anus. It includes different structures such as mouth, esophagus, pancreas, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, gallbladder, and anus.
Anatomy. The anal canal is typically divided into superior and inferior segments by the pectinate line and dentate line. Pectinate line is a visible zagging formed from inferior except the longitudinal folds known as anal columns and anal valves.
Do you know about the function of the liver? Liver is the largest organ in our body. It removes toxins from our body's blood. Its weight is 1.4 kg. It's 31 pounds. Welcome to the digestive system world to know about the large intestine. The large intestine extends from the ileocecal junction to the anus. It is about 1.5 meter long and is divided into cecum, ascending colon, right colic flexure, transverse colon, left colic flexure, descending colon, sigmoid colon, and rectum and anal canal.
The structure of the large intestine is adapted for storage of matter, reaching it from the small intestine and for observation of fluid and solute from it.
The large intestine is wider and caliber than the small intestine. In the angle between the cecum and in the terminal part of small intestine, there is a narrow diabetic column called vermiform appendix. Ma'am, do you know the functions of the large intestine?
Let me explain in detail. Functions of large intestine: lubrication of faces by mucus, absorption of water, salts and other solutes, bacterial flora in the large intestine, synthesis vitamin D. Mucoid secretion of colon is rich in IgA antibodies which protect it from the invasion by microorganisms.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Explain about stomach and its parts. Stomach is the digestive system and most dilated part. This organ lies between the esophagus, which is superior to it, and the small intestine, which is inferior to it. Stomach is a large muscular organ and a hollow organ with great capacity to hold the food. This organ can hold about 2 to 3 liters of food and acting as a blender and food reservoir. Parts of stomach. Cardia. The upper entrance of the stomach receives food from the esophagus. Fundus. The upper part of the stomach that temporarily store food. Body. The middle part of the stomach where most digestion occurs. And the lower section of the stomach where mixing partially digested food. Pylorus. The valve that regulates the flow of food to the small intestine. Duodenum. The first part of small intestine by nutrient absorption and pancreatic and bile mix. Do you know how many layers are in the stomach? The 4 layers of the stomach consist of stomach wall. The mucosa, submucosa, musculus, externa and serosa. Process of digestion in stomach. Storing food, mixing and breakdowning food, producing digestive enzymes. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. We are students of 5B. Today we talk about water purification and rainwater harvesting.
I'm going to explain about water purification. If there's magic on this planet, it contains water. So it's our duty to save and conserve water. One such step to conserve water is water purification. Its main goal is to produce water. Its main goal is to produce water to fit for human consumption and to help to improve water qualities and specific purposes, industries and medical applications. It reduces the concentration of suspended matter as well as like bacteria, fungi and other harmful contaminants. It also improves the taste, smell and visual appearance of the drinking water. Thank you. Have a nice Saturday.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice Saturday.
Students of class 5th period. Today we take water conservation. In water conservation, we take 2 topics. One is rainwater harvesting. Another one is dam water purification. Rainwater harvesting means storing water for reuse. When raining time, the collection tanks collects the rainwater and goes to the filtration tank. The filtration tank filters the water and goes to the purified tank. It goes to plants, irrigation, and other etc. We go on dam water purification. Dam water purification means that in dam the water is purified is called dam water purification. When raining time, the dam collects the rainwater. When we want, it will open and goes to the purified tank. This purified tank purifies the water and goes to the village, buildings, office, school, etc. We shall go on speech. Water from natural sources contain many impurities. To make it fit for drinking, these impurities must be removed. The method used for water conservation. Water purification depends upon sources. Purification of water depends upon sources of water. Thank you. By storing water, we cannot only reuse it, but we can also save water from misuse. Rainwater harvesting means storing water for reuse. Water storage can also be used for irrigation, drinking water, animals, etc. Every drop of water is very important for life. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Hello. This is the rainwater harvesting model. From this model, the rainwater will store in this collection tank. From this collection tank, it will go to the filtration tank and the water will purify and it will store in the storage tank.
We can use this filtered water in many ways. We can drink, we can cook, we can washing clothes, we can do many things. Good morning to all. My name is Vishnu. Today I am going to talk about water purification. Before that, we must know what is water conservation. Water conservation is practice of using water and efficiently and avoiding using waste to ensure that there is water for future generations. It's important because water is a finite resource and the amount of water on earth today is the same when the planet began. Water purification. Water purification is the process of removing unwanted substances from water to make it safe for human consumption and other uses. These substances include chemical compounds, organic and inorganic materials, biological contaminants, suspended particles, parasites, bacteria, algae, viruses, and fungi. Water purification can be done on a large scale, such as for an entire city, or on a small scale, such as for an individual household. Here are some methods used in water purification. Distillation turns a liquid into vapor and then back into a liquid. Deionization removes ions by extracting dissolved salts. Filtration uses a mesh screen to trap dirt, sediments, and all other debris. Flocculation uses a gentle mixing devices to enhance the formation of floc. Chlorination destroys microorganisms. Ultraviolet light. Let me give you some information about the food pipe in our body. The food pipe or esophagus is a long muscular tube which provides a passageway for the food from the buccal cavity to the stomach. The food pipe shows peristalsis, which is an involuntary movement of muscles in a wave-like pattern. This special movement helps the esophagus in carrying the food in the direction of the stomach. You know something about esophagus? You know something? Okay, let me explain you. A esophagus is a muscular tube that runs from pharynx to the stomach. It also located between food pipe and windpipe and the spinal cord. Its segment is 25 to 30 centimeter at its longest point, with a 2 centimeter at its lowest point. The esophagus is divided into 3 parts: the cervical part, the thoracic part, and the abdominal part. The sphincter also is divided into 2 parts: the upper esophageal sphincter and the lower esophageal sphincter. When we swallow the food, the upper esophageal sphincter relaxes and allows the food to enter the esophagus in the peristalsis movement. Slowly, when the food gets near to the lower esophageal sphincter, the lower esophageal sphincter relaxes and allows the food to enter the stomach. Functions of food pipe. The primary function of the esophagus is to move food and liquids from mouth to stomach. It also allows the expulsion food material like vomits, burps, and gas reflex is triggered. There is no absorption or digestion takes place in the esophagus. It secretes a liquid called mucins to lubricate the food in the easiest movement. Thank you.
Notre, 7 children, 7 grade.